So we're doing this, eh? Fine, let's talk about growth product managers. See you in the video. Hi, I'm Dr. Bart and I'll be your product management teacher. Today, against my better judgment, we'll be talking about growth product managers. And I was a bit reluctant to do a video on this topic because for me, growth product manager is just product manager. This is the generalist that has probably a single or very limited scope in terms of goals, which is, well, growth. And if we follow that logic, then you suddenly will have to recognize, for example, login, logout product managers as a totally different branch of specialists. Or, I don't know, maintenance product managers who only solve bugs. Or just product managers divided into specific features of the product and call them and give them their own articles, videos, which is one way to generate content, but I find it a tad artificial. However, with growth, there are so many sources about growth product managers. There are positions specifically hiring for those that it does merit a video and a topic that we can discuss. I believe that the product management industry extracted growth product managers because of the importance of growth. No product will be sustainable, no product will be successful if they grow. So a focus on growth is something that drives the product, that transforms a startup into something mature, that gives jobs to multiple people, that makes a product relevant. And if there's no growth, then there's no success. At the same time, I do strongly believe that regardless of what's your focus, what's your title, if you are in any product role, growth and success of your product is your primary goal, really. Whether it's about making sure that the API works, that the backend is stable, or whether the clients simply like and enjoy your product and want to recommend it. So we have the definition behind us. Growth product manager is just a generalist focused on growth, a single metric. That's okay. Now, with growth product managers, there's a big intersection between the marketing department because if you think about it, marketing is all about growth. It's all about getting new people to use the product, to purchase the services, this kind of stuff. So there might be a bit of confusion. Well, product manager, a growth product manager, will be the one that's responsible for changes in the product that generate growth, that have the potential of getting the product viral, and the marketing manager, the marketing department will be responsible to play on those trends and all of the strengths of the product, really, to make sure that they reach the right audience. So they are all working in the same growth funnel, just in the different areas of it. The marketing will be responsible for getting people to the product. The growth product manager will be responsible for getting people who use the product to recommend it, to make sure that more people use it, to invite people, this kind of stuff. Now, usually in this section of the video, I would tell you how to excel as a specialist PM. But frankly, for growth PMs, simply being a great product manager is enough. But let's focus at least on the areas where you need to be ultra focused on as a growth product manager. For one thing, finding a good product impact hypothesis with every task will be very important because everything you do needs to generate more traffic, more users. So the more users you can generate, the more accurate your impact is, the better the prioritization will be happening. Especially that I know of examples where the growth product manager wouldn't have a team and he or she would have to pitch the ideas to other people's backlogs. So making sure that you bet on cause that will most likely generate the most traffic with the minimum effort is your way to go to succeed in such position. You have to be even more focused on data when it comes to releasing your items, to make sure that you A/B tested, that the growth is stable, that the new increment worked as it should. but also be laser focused on potential issues where a release will hinder the growth, either by breaking the tracking or by having a bug in the system, whatever. If you see something that jeopardizes growth, you need to react fast because you are the person that's tasked with being focused on that specific area of product operations. What is important for growth product managers is to know the stories and use cases of other products on how they grew, how they came to success. Say, Dropbox with their invite a friend to get more space in the cloud schema, which was highly successful and sprung a whole way of growing the product that was really revolutionary for its time. Of course, invite a friend campaigns were not an invention of Dropbox, but getting a very real value from the invite process in the way of the extra space was really something that put Dropbox on the success path. Apart from watching how other products grew, what were their viral efforts, just make sure you keep tabs on the competitors and semi-competitors. See how their client base is growing and whether they are quicker or worse than you in growth and what makes you better or worse in this regard. Of course, it's not always easy, but try to find creative ways of monitoring those numbers. Maybe using the number of app downloads per week if you can find that kind of information. Of course, like any product manager, you have to understand your clients' users perfectly and understand the value that you deliver so that you don't deviate from the right path of growth, that you work on the strengths of the product in order to get more users, more customers, more value. I did mention virality. This is the situation where a single user brings more users to the product. If you can achieve a situation where one user brings more than one user on average to the product back, then you are on the train to success. And find ways to do it. There are proven techniques, mentioned Dropbox, but also there's gamification, there's obsessing with NPS and product rating. There's the good word of mouth. And, different things will work differently for different products. And it's up to you to do the research and experimentation to find something that works for, your product, your team. It can be as benign as identifying the right Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit groups to promote your product and kick it off from there to find exactly the right people who will be your dream audience that will help you promote it just because they enjoy your services. It's not easy. It can be a difficult process to succeed in, but at the same time, you're the growth product manager. You're the one that needs to find how to do it. Finally, closely observe what's happening in the backlogs of other product managers in your product who are not growth focused. Maybe they have something there that will really boost growth. They don't realize it yet. And you can advocate for prioritizing specific item and having other teams work for you in a bit. But as I said, being a great growth product manager is mostly about being a very good product manager, a great one, in fact, in general, being the best at what you do, regardless of the product and KPIs and OKRs. And to achieve that greatness, I highly recommend you check out my courses on Udemy and Skillshare. The links are here on the screen. And for more tips on how to become even a better product manager, come back to the channel, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.